Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of the Dota 2 Asia Champions. That's right. That's day 4. My name is SUNSfan by syndereN. Welcome to the Dota Cinema stream. We have Big God versus LGD Gaming. Let's get into the game.
Yes.
And
so
looking at the records before you...
I need to sneeze.
Oh, God. No, don't mute it. Don't mute it. Let it happen.
It's a fake sneeze, damn it. It's one of those where you think you need to and then you don't.
5 seconds remaining.
And now I'm just going to feel bad until it happens.
Good. Big God right now is in 4th place with a 7-3 record. And that's a little bit surprising for some people. Not because they don't have the skill, but because they haven't really been together for that long. They haven't really, according to my sources, which are non-existent, they haven't really practiced as much as other teams. They haven't been taking it as seriously in the past. But obviously this is for a lot of money, so, and a lot of credentials, if you will. LGD, on the other hand, are at a 5-5 record, tied for 7th place at the moment.
I think it's fair to say Big God come in as the favorites, which we would not have said before the tournament started. Big God was like...
LGD Gaming's turn to pick.
They were a dark horse, I want to say, from the start.
So you say horse?
Yeah, I said horse, with dark in front of it. Well, we didn't really know what to expect out of them, but they've been showing up. They've been playing really well. Of course, star-studded lineup, Xiao 8, Linum, Ice Ice, Burning, and ROTK. Not to be mistaken for Ice Ice. That's Ice Ice, not ROTK. So what are we looking at? We're looking at an IO Medusa first phase ban from Big God, and Juggernaut Naga will be taken away by LGD.
Yeah,
and that makes the overall first pick Lion. That's a little surprising.
Vengeful Spirit is still out there. Do they want to pick up the counter for their hero so that Big God doesn't get it? But they already have one support in the Lion. Do they want to get both supports right off the bat?
And do they want Venge Lion as the duo?
Yeah. What do you... I mean, do you not like that? Is that... I feel like it doesn't matter.
That's okay.
Like, Venge is just... I feel you could put anywhere, and same with Lion for the most part, as far as fitting into a lineup.
I think that could be fine if they want to.
But there's also, you know, other counters for Bat, right? There's Shadow Demon, which you've seen once since we've been streaming. There's also Nyx Assassin. They're going to pick up Ancient Apparition, LGD is.
Dire team pick.
And Shadow Fiend right off the bat.
Dire team back.
So the right-clicking, and now tanky Shadow Fiend.
LGD
I'm going to call it a newer build since it's been a few months since people have been doing this, as opposed to the lifespan of Dota, which is much longer than that, believe it or not. But a Lion Shadow Fiend combo right now. Shadow Fiend, in all likelihood, mid.
10 seconds remaining.
Lion going to be supporting some other ridiculously hard carry in all likelihood.
Have we seen Lion solo mid ever since he got the bonus damage buff? Which I think was intended to try to put him in mid, because that was one of his weaknesses as a solo hero, was his very low base attack damage. And
well, you know my thoughts on this.
Yeah, you want him to be played solo mid.
He's just... In a 1v1, I have trouble thinking of people that can beat him. It's a very short list.
He is very good for one-on-ones mid.
LGD Gaming.
In the past, his weakness for that was that his attack damage was so bad that he couldn't really out-farm heroes in the lane, and then ultimately when he hits level 6 and maybe has a kill, maybe he was already far behind on farm, maybe he's been ganked already, although he's pretty good at countering that, actually. That's another nice thing about him as a solo mid is he's not that easy to gank, because when you come in, he can make the counterplay. He has a stun, and he has a hex. So, I would love to see Lion mid. It's not going to happen in this game for sure. They will be playing the SF mid. I would be very surprised if they don't. And LGD will be banning out the Drow as well as Venge. So, Venge, if it was something Big God wanted, they will not be getting it now. Lycan has been removed by Big God. So LGD need to find some sort of carry. And the Morphling of Silars is gone. So is the Medusa. So is his Lycan. And they banned the Naga themselves because they didn't want Burning to get that. So what are we looking at for Sylar? There's still his Lone Druid, that I think he's very good with. But only EG has played it so far this tournament. What do you pull out?
Well, for Big God, I'm just going to call it Bristlebacks to pick. I know you're talking about LGD, but I have no clue. They have the offlane bat, right? They have Ancient Apparition. I mean, they haven't really shown their cards at all,
I like that approach. Whenever someone asks you a question, you just answer another one. You're like,
I'm just thinking about something else, and you know, your question just doesn't interest me, honestly.
Okay.
Well, it's not that it doesn't interest me. I just have no clue.
Your question doesn't interest me. I don't care what LGD picks.
Yeah. I mean, okay,
I just care what Big God picks.
Okay, they're going to go for Troll. That's who I think they're going to pick.
Dire team
Juggernaut is banned. Axe
Good
is
piece
not
of
banned.
info.
Axe is still
bonus
available.
info, that is true.
I think Big God goes Bristleback, and they could get Axe instead, or in addition to. That would be cool.
Might be a little overkill.
I don't know, Lion, Axe, it's okay. Dazzle would be a little bit better, but not against Ancient Apparition.
Are you thinking Axe support when you say...
It doesn't matter. Axe in the game is just, it seems to win. Doesn't matter if it's core.
It has a really high win rate. I honestly think Axe would be a good pick for Big God.
But for LGD, if you pick up Troll, that means you need at least one more person that can actually take advantage of Battle Trance. And right now they don't have that. Do they go for like a PA or something like that for LGD? What do you think about the synergy between them? I mean, I know Phantom Strike already gives you the attack speed, but after that, the Battle Trance really comes into effect. It's like you're having Phantom Strike constantly.
Yeah. I think LGD will get Invoker, though, because they want a Yao hero. He's mainly been successful on Ember and Invoker, and Ember can't really use Battle Trance that well. So Invoker will be the logical choice in that case if they want to run something like that. Alternatively, they've been swapping around a little bit, so Yao has been safe lane and Sylar has been mid. So if they do it that way, then either they have to safe lane the Invoker, I am assuming Sylar is the troll, or they'll have to grab another type of hero for Yao. He's played Doom, which we've seen. That could also be a fairly good choice so far. As Big God are digging into a lot of their extra time to realize that they do in fact want to pick Axe.
Or Bristleback, or Tidehunter.
He got a...
They're big fans of Tidehunter. I think I don't know if we were casting them, but we were watching a game where they first picked Tidehunter, which is super weird for the current state of things. But Tidehunter, of course, still very powerful. He's been nerfed quite a bit, though. Anchor Smash, reduced damage. Wait, was it reduced?
Reduced damage reduction.
Reduced damage reduction. And then, of course, Ravage, the damage overall has been nerfed, but that's not really the most important part of the hero. The stun, of course, is far more important. And I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't buff Gush, because it feels like nobody gets that anymore. Maybe one casual level, but that's more minus armor. Shadow Fiend, Tidehunter, and so if Tidehunters are offlane, Shadow Fiend's their mid, who is their carry? And can they fit in more minus armor?
Slardar.
Slardar is always a good choice. It was IG that picked Slardar when we were casting. That was really good.
Team pick.
Shadow Shaman for LGD.
I still think Bristleback would be good.
Bristleback as the carry, as the one position.
They could do that. They could also, because they will offlane the Tide. No one plays support Tide these days.
Yeah.
I think Bristle would be fine if they want to take... I don't even want to call it a risk, to be honest. I think he's fairly good against LGD's lineup all in all. So there's Visage.
LGD
well, it's physical damage. And
why
I feel like they...
grabbing Visage?
I really feel like this is going to be a Slardar, honestly. That would fit really well with the Lion Impale into Crush from Slardar, and then Visage just dumps on people with Soul Assumption and Familiars.
Yeah, I think...
it's pretty good.
With this Visage pick, without Drow, and without a really good lane partner, I guess you could say Lion is actually fairly good with Visage.
Reserve time.
Then it's going to have to be someone that can amplify the Familiars later on. So I think Slardar is a really good guess. Looks like LGD are guessing for...
Wow.
Slart.
They ban a Terrorblade.
Instant Terrorblade ban as well. I don't know
it's
going to
be a right-clicker, that's for sure.
So Big God are afraid of the illusion split push because their lineup is pretty bad at dealing with this with split push, but very good at 5-on-5s and also good in lane. So if they can solve that problem,
they have the answers for illusions though with Lion. I feel.
Yeah, that's actually true. They could have probably.
I mean, Terrorblade.
They could have probably dealt with.
When's the last time I've seen a Terrorblade? It's like been picked once or twice in this tournament. It's very rare.
So maybe Terrorblade counters their last pick instead.
The Sunder. Who does Sunder counter? Anybody with low HP. Let's see. Huskar.
10 seconds
All right, Anti-Mage is going to be the pick for LGD.
So maybe it's not Sylar on Troll, after all.
So big, I mean...
Sylar is...
Slardar's still amazing
exceptional Anti-Mage. I think they get Slardar. I would agree. I think they have the lineup for it.
He destroys Anti-Mage.
Yep. Until Manta, then it's a little...
No, even then, because Lion has the sheep. I mean, they have the really good initiation overall. That's
in combination with Lion, that's true. Because then they can't even... Then he won't even get to remove Amplify. They can just hex into Amp. But Oh, big God. If they wanted Slardar,
5 seconds
if they knew
remaining.
exactly what they wanted, they might have picked it already. Guess now they're considering secondary options since
Reserve
Anti-Mage
time.
might have changed their opinion, but
What are some secondary options exactly? There's
Not
nobody else
primary.
with Slardar, syndereN.
there's nobody else.
No.
The only possible pick for Big God. I think it would be really nice, though.
Well, they only have
Grabbing
18
Slardar.
seconds to choose.
I mean, one fish was banned. You might as well get the other fish.
That's true.
And there it is. Slippery, fishy Spectre.
Hmm.
Okay, so now explain to me, why did they pick Visage? What? You're the expert here. Why?
Yeah, I am.
What is the reasoning behind the Visage pick against
Well,
the first 4 that LGD have?
The only reason you pick Visage without a Drow is to do an aggressive tri-lane, but then you pick Spectre, which sucks in aggressive tri-lane. So maybe they still try to do aggressive tri-lane. I mean, Anti-Mage isn't amazing either in the tri-lane, so yeah, that's odd. I was gonna be all over Big God's balls in this game if they pick Slardar. I was like, okay, their lineup's just playing better, but now it's just the late game. It's all about the late game, and
So it would
10
also be about the late
seconds
game with
remaining.
Slaughter. When you have Slaughter with Shadowfiend and Visage, you can play late game.
true.
5 seconds.
That's really not.
Oh,
a
but
problem.
that's
why
more
it's surprising.
You're gonna be very powerful in the mid game as well. That's the
Yeah.
difference. Spectre is more. I don't know. Need a ton of farm on that wench.
Oh, we're gonna see if it can work out for Big God. They will be putting Burning onto the Spectre. Xiao 8
Prepare
has
for
been
battle.
playing very well in lane. I think was a bit criticized at TI4 for not having the best laning, but just being an exceptional captain and leading the team to victory and great decision making. He has been doing very well in lane so far in this tournament. Great individual performance from him. We've got ROTK on the Tidehunter. Visage will be played by Ice Ice. Love the delay on the camera.
You're just like not even going in order at
And
all.
Spectre, already mentioned, will be played by Burning. So Lion will be played by Lana.
Just going
That wasn't even on purpose, actually.
Oh, I realize that makes it worse. Actually,
Really?
For LGD, Sylar's gonna be playing the Anti-Mage. No surprise there. MMY on Shadow Shaman. Faith gonna be playing Anti-Mage today. Yao, as expected, on the
Faith is
Troll
going to be
Warlord.
playing Ancient Apparition, that's right.
What?
You
What
said
did I-
30
Anti-Mage.
seconds.
Did I say Anti-Mage?
Yes.
AA, I guess is what I meant to say. 2 players playing. They're gonna share control of Anti-Mage. It gets really difficult
It's
to
a
micro.
very
that,
difficult... When you have the Manta,
Manta style.
you need 2 players.
And that leaves in July on the Batrider, who's already warded, not to block, but just for vision. And it doesn't seem like there's going to be a rune battle. I love rune battles personally. Who do you like giving the bounty rune to? The
The
mids?
battle begins.
The supports?
I think in this game you give it to Troll and Shadowfiend. Yep. I said that after seeing it.
I kind of... Okay, I'm obviously not a professional player. Very close to being one, but not quite.
In
I
Counter-Strike.
think supports get far better use out of the bounty rune early, especially when they're just going to be stunted in growth.
So I want to say my tier list is junglers first,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
because they really get snowballed by that in their route. Secondary, either a support that really benefits from boots but didn't buy at level 1, or a core that needs to secure a bottle, like Shadowfiend mid. So I agree with giving it to Xiao 8. As for LGD, they gave it to Troll. Same reasoning, I guess. Troll wants to get a bottle in mid too. So seems to be the consensus for the teams that is how you do it. Haven't really seen much of jungling in general this tournament, but I do believe the one time we saw the Enigma from HR yesterday, I think they did in fact give him the bounty rune in the start.
Very interesting stuff we have here. I have to say, bottom lane, Shackle, almost missed it. And of course, I look over to syndereN's camera. He's just not looking at anything in particular.
Looking at mid.
But first blood goes with LGD with that Shackle. And the reckless
anything in
Sylar.
particular. I'm just looking at
You're
the
just
bottom
like
left
looking at
corner
mud
of the map.
golems. Nothing in particular, indeed.
Oh, interesting wildlife.
One of
this
these
game
days, I'm going to
has.
get my wish, and you're going to be the cameraman for a full game, and people are going to see how much worse it could be.
I'm gonna try so hard though.
Oh, you are, but it's going to be terrible.
Thank you.
In July,
Great.
he's going to be fine. He's going to hit level 2 here very shortly. Still needs to get back in range of the creeps, though. So ROTK did give up first blood. He's going to go for this rune at bottom lane. Looks as if he will be successful, although MMY is hot on his trail. If you can get close enough, maybe a shackle. No. He's going to pick up the DD.
He's going to secure it for now.
It, yeah.
He has to take it.
He's going to get denied otherwise. Faith getting some right clicks in. RTK. Doesn't really have time to stack these Ancients, since he did go for that rune. Mid lane right now, we have Troll Warlord at 12-4 versus the 7-1 Zhao 8. Shadow Fiend. Shouldn't be too big of a surprise considering Shadow Fiend does get off to a little bit of a slow start in most games.
And Troll has really good base damage.
Right.
So, it's to be expected, but Zhao 8, having 9 CS at minute 2.5 as Shadow Fiend is perfectly fine. He gets his bottle out. This is when the races start kicking in, and he will be doing just fine in this mid lane. Let's see.
RTK's gone to the jungle. He's actually using the DD to quite good effect. Not just relying on that anchor smash.
He's going to kill off the Satyr camp. He can use his salve now. Satyr. Satire camp. Do you want to start calling it Satire camp?
That's not
Can you
worst.
can you imagine them just being satirical about everything the way they look?
You'd have to add a lot of voice lines.
Voice lines to the neutrals.
Yeah. Like, why don't...
No, why do you farm us?
Why is Valve so prejudiced against neutrals? They should have voice lines. Like, they should be taunting you. You run by them like, hey, you want a piece of this, huh? Hey, you want some of
That'd be hilarious if there was the mud golem.
No, they don't have any voice lines. They're just like, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to this cast.
ROTK 2.5
If you've
right
never
now.
watched us before, you will probably never do so again.
Bat Rider, level 3. Has to go back for mana. Phase Boot's now picked up by the Spectre. Is this a good... I mean, he's going to get free farm for the foreseeable future, along with the Anti-Mage. I don't think we're going to be seeing any crazy Crimson Guard pickups by Sylar, but you never know. Assuming it's just going to be the general... Yeah, he has his boots into a Ring of Health, so he's going the Battle Fury pretty soon here. But, Spectre... Your thoughts on build. Do you like drums? Do you want a little battle build? Do you want straight for Radiance? Maybe a Midas?
I like Urn a lot. I think phase Urn, and then in this game probably Manta right after.
So you'd get Urn. So when you get Urn, you pretty much have to fight, or else there's no point in getting it.
That's the thing about Spectre, though, is that you just haunt into the fight and you're part of the end of it. And you get 2 Urn charges for minimal effort. You can just TP back to your lane, and then those Urn charges can either help you pushing later, they can help you in upcoming team fights by securing kills, they can even help you sustain in lane if you get harassed, which is definitely not the case right now, but maybe later on there's some rotation pressuring him a bit, and can keep you alive during ganks too. It's a very solid pickup. He's going to get a magic stick first, and, well, knowing Burning, I actually don't think he goes for the Urn build. I think he might go Drums Manta, unless if he can get away with a really fast Radiance, and... that could be possible.
This is probably the most passive game we've had. This is like TI1 status. Anti-Mage versus Spectre. Everybody knows what their job is. We have a jungler here. We're going to give up top. We're going to give up bottom, respectively. And the supports are going to get as many levels as possible into the jungle. And the carry is just free farm completely. So Anti-Mage versus Spectre. 37-14 versus the 41-10. So Spectre on top there, and looks like they want to push this tower too, so that's going to be a nice influx of gold for Big God. And Faith is thinking about defending. There is a ward here spotting him out, so they know. He gets the cold feet onto the creep just to secure the CS. That is his 4th of the game. Very important stuff. Another TP. This time by In July. Oh, that LAN-M might get caught out. Whirling Axes Range Edition. LAN-M on the run. He gets an Impale off, but here comes In July. This might be enough for the kill. One more right click will do it. And down he goes. It's a 1 for nothing. As here comes the Haunt. Zhao 8 as well. Doesn't hit the raise, unfortunately, onto Faith.
Burning doesn't have mana for his Spectral Dagger, so... kind of a meaningless Haunt, unless if they do manage securing the kill on Yao, which they can't.
And no stuns out. Of course, Tide Hunter only level 3. A TP now.
A really
bottom
big
lane,
waste by
LAN-M.
Big God.
After just
LAN-M
dying, he's going to take a lot of harassment damage from Sylar, who has Mana Void, but doesn't want to go too deep. Of course, only 1 level of Mana Break, so won't be able to burn a whole lot of...
Uh-oh. LAN-M's just cornered himself. This might be a bait,
well,
but if no one helps, he's just going to bait me. It worked. Where did he go? He's surrounded Sylar.
Man, he's pretty ballsy, I have to say.
That's still a pretty funky play.
Funky.
Yeah.
Yao has transitioned himself and rotated to his bottom lane. Has a double damage activated.
Sellers like, why you gotta steal my farm?
And this tower's going to go down pretty damn fast. He has at least one in fervor, yeah. Stacks are there. Doesn't even need to pop his ultimate, which is up in 5 seconds. Easy tower kill for LGD.
Dire's bottom tower
Played by
has
Solar.
fallen.
He's gonna get a very, very fast Battle Fury. There's
MMY
the
only
Urn.
level 4.
Okay.
What's that?
Urn on Spectre. He did get it.
Excellent. We have a sheep into a Shackle, Lanham, you're dead. That's the second death for him in about a minute and a half. If MMI was 6, they would certainly push this tier 2, but he is on the cusp of hitting level 5 at the moment. Ancient Apparition,
Dire's
almost level
middle
5
tower
himself.
is under attack.
Those are 2 big level 6s that LGD really want to hit. As Injuly is going to get slowed by the Spectral Dagger. Going to have to lasso Burning onto the cliff. Is it going to be enough, though? Injuly, one more right click's going to bring him down, but Troll rotates in. Burning able to walk through the trees. Now he's stuck behind the shop. He's not going to give you any discounts. He's going to use the Spectral
what a
Dagger,
play. Oh.
but falls in the end. Unfortunately, no miss on the high ground for Yao.
I think Burning gets away there if Radiant don't have the ward they do up there. I think that's the reason he could see him and get the last attack off. Man, that was really close to being a hit and run.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He does get killed off though. Unfortunately for Burning, as he got that kill, did not have his Urn on him. So no Urn charges gained for the Batrider kill. Else he might have lived there.
ROTK
That's a
getting
trade. So
scouted
Yao
out here.
doing very well this game so far. Apart from on farm, not 33 CS on the Troll, 34. He has been moving though. He rotated bottom to get the tower, but he's getting out farmed quite a bit at this point by the Shadow Fiend.
God, how annoying are these illusions? This is actually going to completely screw up one stack that Tidehunter could have gotten pretty easily. In fact, he's going to try for it. No, it's going to be too late. Way too late. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. He is level 5, though, compared to the Batrider at level 6, who has 1,700 gold. So, not a big surprise, considering Batrider is in my... I was actually talking to Zyri about this, and I was like, I wish I could ask syndereN. As far as offlaners go, and just generally speaking, I think Batrider is the best offlaner in the game. Because even if you shut him down somehow in level 1, he's still going to find his farm in the jungle one way or another, and you just forget about him. Like, it feels like he always gets a Blink Dagger around the 10 to 12 minute mark.
I want to say it's probably a split between Batrider and Tide, and then it depends on which type of offlaner you want. Batrider's the best skirmish or initiate offlaner, and Tide is the best teamfight offlaner.
Well, but Tide, if you shut him down, he has to go to the Ancients, and it's not always as clear cut, I feel, at least, as Batrider. And Batrider has... It's so much harder to shut down a Batrider jungle than it is to shut down a Tidehunter Ancient stack.
That is true. But then again, if the Ancient stack is shut down, he could stack the jungle too. And Anchor Smash that.
I guess
Dire's
that's a
structures are
great point you bring
fortified.
up. I forgot there were other jungle neutrals, you know. Very... Tidehunter not quite level 6. Serpent Wards are placed. MMY showing them off. Going to do some considerable damage to the tower as Whirling Axes come to effect. AA ult is actually going to come out. Not going to really connect on anybody, though.
Narrowly missed. That would have been an easy kill if it lands on ROTK.
Yeah.
If it would have clipped him, that wouldn't have been enough. But with the explosion, he definitely dies there. But
The explosion.
they do see the AA ult flying in, though. This is something that
Radiant's
some people
top
aren't aware
tower
of,
is
but
under
the AA
attack.
ultimate is an invisible projectile
Dire's
that it
bottom
throws
tower
out.
is under
So if you have
attack.
true sight where it's about to land, you can actually see that it's coming in. And that's why he lives there. He's close to the tower. The tower sees the Ice Blast flying in, and he dodges off to the side.
Battle Fury at the 11-minute mark for Syra. That is quite a good time. Shadow
Absolutely.
Fiend pretty much simultaneously gets his mech. So he's going to be tanking things up. In July with the Blink Dagger. Did finish it, and Burning is who they want to get. If they can get a little bit of vision, they will not hesitate going for this Spectre.
Yeah, he's sticking napalms to the ground to try to get an idea. Doesn't find anyone, though. Burning,
They're gonna
great
see this
awareness.
stack, though.
Going back at this moment.
They're Burning with 2,000 gold now. So is it a Radiance game?
I think when he saved up this much gold, that's what he wants. Because else he would have started building the Yasha now. And I will say it's between Radiance and Manta. Radiance is... If he doesn't die before he gets it now, I think it's going to be fairly well timed. And it's going to allow him easier to keep up on farm with AM. He will not be able to stay on par, but he can try. And as long as Shadow Fiend farms too, I think they're going to be okay. Troll is not... It's like you have Troll who isn't getting incredible farm and AM who is. And then on the other side you have two both getting decent farm. Shadowfin's actually.
Keep in mind.
Sylar's going to get a nice buff from the Troll Warlord. ROTK takes some right clicks as a result. Nothing will actually come of this, as Sylar's just going to take advantage of that battle tree. He doesn't really want to fight right now. He has that farming mechanism. Really, nobody wants to fight. Maybe a skirmish here and there, but no full-on team fights, I doubt, because Spectre, like you said, you really like Manta first. It's so underwhelming, I feel.
It's extremely good on that hero.
I'm not saying it's not good in general. It's just first item. I would prefer like a Diffusal if you're going to pick something other than Radiance.
So the reason Manta is as powerful...
You're going to have to hold those horses, syndereN.
As the horses
Burning
are.
is going to initiate onto the lasso. AA Blast will connect, and he is down for the count. 37 seconds. He loses...
Radiant structures are
How much gold did he lose? Let's actually take a look.
Radiant's bottom tower
Only
is
270
under attack.
gold. That's not too bad.
So that's more than 500, because he's off the map for 30 seconds.
True.
And he has to start moving to the lane or jungle again.
Yeah.
And
Dire's
maybe even
top
TP,
tower
that's another
is
one.
under attack.
Serpent wards are up.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he wants to place.
Tower
Okay, he
trade.
does.
Shadowfin gets
Radiant's
buffed.
bottom tower
Okay, so what
has
were we
fallen.
saying? Why Manta is good on Spectre
Dire's top
is
tower is under attack.
the
That's
Manta
not what
top
I'm saying.
tower has fallen.
Okay,
Why is it good as the first
as
item?
the first item.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Desolate falls off the later the game goes. It's a
Okay.
60 on level 4. It's a 65 bonus pure
Radiant's
damage per
bottom
attack,
tower is
and it
under
works
attack.
fully on illusions. So when you get an early Manta style, these illusions destroy
Radiant
enemies if they're
structures are
isolated.
fortified.
It obviously also works on
Radiant's
Haunt,
bottom tower
the
is
Desolate
under
does, and
attack.
then you can maybe get a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 hits in with the Haunt, and then you Reality in, you Spectral Dagger, and you start chasing, and then if they turn around and try to stop you with any sort of slow, you also have a breaker for that. So it's a good way for you to stay on target. Where with Radiance, you can easily get
Radiant's
kited.
bottom
So.
tower is
I'm a
under
I'm a
attack.
fan
really
of the
big fan of
big
Manta.
boy items. You know, that
But yeah,
it's a very
Diffusal-
utility type.
Diffusal can close the gap as well, just like Manta style can keep you on target. The
Radiant's
trade-off,
bottom
however,
tower
is that
has
it does not
fallen.
deal as much damage, but you get the mana burn. Then, just what you think is most important? Very nice AA ultimate.
Oh,
It's gonna maybe even
boy.
get 2 of them.
He's going to clip Zhao 8. He's quite low at the moment. It's a 1-for-1 right now as Tidehunter finds his way to the grave. He used his Ravage, apparently. Zhao 8 trying to do as much damage to Sylar as possible. Sylar forced to blink out. Does not want to use Mana Void. As Batrider
get
gets the kill
burning.
on Spectre, apparently. Where the hell did Spectre die? Oh, my.
Yeah, he
That was not expected.
Pretty far in.
So that's the second death in about 2 minutes for the Spectre. And Zhao 8 and company forced to go back. They have Mech online, but... And he's going to pop it.
This is when I would say you buy Yasha and Spectre. Now the Radiance timing is going to be too delayed. And he's going to probably be forced to... Either he's going to be forced to fight within the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes when LGD will want to start sieging towers with a farmed AM. Or, if he's not forced to fight, the Radiance is still going to be so late that the timing window is going to
Radiant's
miss.
middle tower is under attack.
So, I would say plan B. It's time for plan B for Burning. Let's see if he does it.
I don't know. You could buy the Yasha right now. Could have bought it at base. I don't think he's doing that, actually.
And it really does a lot for him right now if he gets the Yasha. Better traversing through the map, faster farming, more teamfight potential, harder to kill as well, armor, and of course the move speed. So,
Is it typical that we see... I'm going to say no. Correct me if I'm wrong.
no.
3 levels in Kraken Shell and 2 in Anchor Smash. when
That's
he's
typical.
taking an Ancient Stack. Why is that?
So the Kraken Shell level 3 is 30 block instead of 20, and then the Anchor Smash, yes, it scales on damage and it reduces cooldown, but essentially the most important thing when you're doing Ancients is that you stay safe and don't risk it.
July. He can get a...
Third point is.
He can get initiation on ROTK if he really wants it. He knows that Ravage is down.
He's going to get Hex.
Very low. He's going to get Hex
That was
right away, like you
not a
said.
good idea, I
AA Blast
think.
is going to come. It's not going to connect to anybody. The Finger of Death is going to finish off the Batrider. Lan M, don't think this is going to be enough for him to tick down. And he's about 64 HP or so. And he lives to see another day. But Roshan will fall as a result.
Yeah, that might have been why he went in, actually.
Sacrifice his life.
Yeah. So he saw that line was there, I think, at least, when he went in. But it just creates so much space for his team to get Roche freely that I would say that that play is worth it. And that might be the reason. It's like, I'm probably going to die here, but you guys will get Roche, because I'll put a lot of pressure. If you hit the A ult, which he
Dire's
did,
bottom
then
tower
they
is
can't
under
initiate
attack.
afterwards. So I think that was okay. So Roche goes the way of LGD Sylar. Man, he is getting so big. But the Shadow Fiend is keeping up. Has a BKB and 200 gold, does Xiao 8. Will be pretty much impossible to kill during the BKB. There's no very heavy physical damage on LGD just yet. Anti-Mage will get there. But the Spectre, well, maybe Burning's Radiance timing will not be that bad. Never mind. Okay, maybe mind.
Maybe mind. And Spectre 3,200 gold. So he can get the Sacred Relic in another 600. So another minute or so. And BG is going to try to create space for him by pushing mid. They're going to use the Familiars to scout out. Faith, of course, has Ice Blast online. And the hunt is on for Spectre. MMY and in July. They should have enough to kill him if they really get... Oh! The blink a little bit too late. Burning gets out in time.
Nailed.
That would have been a huge kill.
Got an Ogre.
Sylar gets stunned. So the tier 1 tower does go down.
Oh, Sylar's going to
Instant
town.
sheep on Sylar. Lan M is so fast.
He's
I can't
probably
even
gonna.
believe it.
Oh wow. Okay, I thought he might commit for that kill. If he gets
wanted
another
to.
swing, then line is out of mana for Earthspite.
How do people have such fast reaction? I just really doesn't make any sense. It's like
I think he saw him before he blinked in.
Oh, even so, that's still such fast reaction. I don't know. I'm just old, I guess. Maybe in my 15-year-old Counter-Strike days, I can compete with that. But that's pretty ridiculous. Tidehunter now has Blink Dagger along with those Arcane Boots. That's going to give him some nice initiation punch. Wow, it never falls off though. That's the good thing. Blast will connect. ROTK won't be enough to get the kill.
They're going to know there's a ward now.
Yeah, that's a
They
good
don't know where it is, but they know there is one. So it doesn't matter that much for LGD if it gets dewarded though, because they already got Roche, which is what this ward is mainly good for. Roche coverage and of course seeing the rune.
Jiawei completely invisible here. He's going to go for the right click. Pops his newly picked up BKB MMY. It's not enough for the kill. This could be a huge waste of that 10-seconder. And indeed it is.
Did you say he was invis?
Yeah, he had an invis rune.
Why didn't he just Requiem him then?
Well, so the thing about Requiem is you actually will become visible when you click R right away. It's not like Shadow Blade.
Wasn't that changed?
I don't think so. And he was right next to a Shadow Shaman, which would have hexed him right away.
Yeah, then you're right.
Faith, Haunt comes in. Impale will connect by Lan M, and this is going to be an easy kill. He does get the AA blast on the Lan M, but he'll be okay at the end of the day. Burning now, 4,200 gold. So wants
what
to
would
buy
be
it
funny
in one
now?
shot. If he buys the Yasha.
He buys the Yasha. Yeah. I want to point out how far ahead LGD actually are, because we've been talking about this, that Shadow Fiend's getting good farm, so Spectre's okay, but in terms of overall gold and experience, it's actually a pretty substantial lead. 7,500 XP and 5k gold is not a small deal 20 minutes in. It's also not the end of the world, and Spectre lineups tend to fall behind and get more out of the same net worth, so I think LGD would have reason to be worried if it was even. The thing is, I have seen so many times Spectre
Sylar blinks in, pops his Manta. Here comes the initiation. Jiawei with the Requiem of Souls in July. The lasso will be ineffective. Yao pops his BKB, trying to right-click, but not doing a whole lot of damage. 2 dead for LGD as Mana Void is placed upon Lan M. Sylar going really deep. AA Blast will shatter the Lion, so it's a 2-for-1. 2 supports, 1 offlaner. So BG comes out on top. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, they are behind, and LGD, they could certainly win this game. But BG has a really good lineup to come back in this.
Okay, that's aggressive Yao. He's going to regret that. No, he's not going to regret it.
He's going to regret that Spectral Dagger that was just placed on him.
That was a waste of 50 mana for Whirling Axis. Never again. Sylar doesn't care, though. He has Aegis still, and Manta ready once again, so...
Burning is going to be living up to his name. He is definitely going the Radiance build now. Unless he wants to go Abyssal Blade.
Or Rapier.
Yeah, or Rapier.
Spectral Dagger, they're going to hex.
Lan M picks up a blink. Why am I not surprised? Sylar looks like he's going to drop it. That is the Aegis, of course. Burning. Gets cold-footed. And here's the initiation. The lasso that in July never got to use. Jiawei is going to take the brunt of the damage along with the Shackle. This is going to be enough to take him out. He pops a BKB at the last second, though. He's on the run. A couple more right-clicks will suffice. The secondary Requiem of Souls will fall. Wow, Tidehunter. Mana Void just destroys him. And a triple kill for in July. They kill 4.
Profit.
Why would you bring that up now? Why do people hate that? I don't know.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's a good mega kills. It's really good.
It's very biased towards profit.
I played that hero literally 2 times in Dota 2. Like, I don't give a crap about the hero. It just sounds good.
Dire's middle tower
And it's not like one of those obnoxious ones either.
Radiant's top
Quick
tower
blink
is under
from
attack.
MMY.
But this is, we've
Lion
talked
was
about
trying
this
to
every time we
catch.
cast LAN-M. He always gets a blink dagger, and he always plays Lion.
Yeah. He is exceptionally good at this hero.
Radiant's top tower is
That
under
was
attack.
that was an excellent fight for LGD. They got the lasso on the key target they needed. The initiation was good. Ravage was down from the fight before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do believe so. It's going to be ready in 10 seconds, so I think it was down. So they took the opportunity to get something more out of that, and they get 4 kills and a tier 2, which is a big spike upwards. So now we're pretty much back to where we started 5 minutes ago. And Burning still no Radiance. He needs another 100. It's going to be a 23-minute Radiance.
It'll be late, but at the same
It'll
time,
still be
it'll
okay.
catapult his farm. And if BG, which they could possibly do because of their lineup like we've talked about, they can create a lot of space for Burning. Now, can we get back to, not that Visage is a bad hero at all, but have you figured out this pick?
No.
Because they didn't do the aggressive tri-lane.
I'm not quite sure what the purpose was. Maybe it's just one of Ice's favorite heroes, and maybe they just had the idea that, okay, going against LGD likes playing late game. This is a team that goes late in their games. We're going to get a greedy support who, come late game, can really do stuff with farm. If that's the reasoning, that Visage is one of your best picks. And then they have the initiation support, Lion, who only needs a Blink Dagger to be useful the entire game, so LAN-M will not take farm. He's got 11 CS to the 24 of Visage. And because of that, Ice could just be farming right now. He's keeping his familiars in case of a fight, but it's not really breaking out.
Siler in the meantime for on the anti-mage. So he has the Manta, he has the Battle Fury, 2k gold. What does he go for next? Does he go for a little bit of tankiness with like a heart? Does he go the Basher? What's that?
He has the Ogre Club already. I would also have said BKB anyway.
Okay.
He needs to deal with the Lion. He needs to deal with damage of Requiem and Ravage and the lockdown, and of course Visage. Even though he has a lot of magic resistance, in a way it's a little counterintuitive that a hero with so good magic resistance gets BKB, but you mainly get it to block effects rather than damage. And the effects of BG are a big problem. The Hex especially, he needs to counter that.
And the damage from Spectre, the Dispersion, that's pure, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so Dispersion is pure, Desolate is pure, and Radiance is magic. So it's even better because of that. It's a very good item against Spectre, one of them.
In July, I really want to find somebody to pick off. There haven't been that many opportunities. He does have the Force Staff as well. Be going for BKB on top of that. And, of course, the Radiance is online and 900 gold to boot for Burning. So,
Now he goes
probably Manta. And then probably Heart.
And then Diffusal.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier to predict the Spectre. I mean, I guess you could say the same about Anti-Mage, but I feel like we see so many, like, Vlad's pickups. We see... Like, if he's getting BKB, he probably won't go Heart, so maybe Butterfly, Basher, something to that effect would be nice. Only time will tell as Roshan spawns.
Gonna be pinged out.
And Visage gonna know.
Now we have one of those situations when Spectre becomes really dangerous. So first of all, obviously with Radiance deals a lot more damage and prevents Blink Daggers from being used. Secondly, doesn't need to go with the team. That's one of the absolute biggest strengths. As you can see, Big God will just be intimidating LGD. As long as they know where LGD are, Burning will free farm at the same time as being in the fight. And this is the way Spectre generally, in this part of the game, by combining Radiance with effective farming and not needing to move to get objectives, stays fairly on par with most other carries. Can't keep up with a Battle Fury AM, but that's okay, because if she's 5,000 gold behind, a 20k Spectre is generally stronger than a 25k AM in most cases. So if she just keeps decently close to him, and that's good enough. She's currently split pushing top with actually all 5 of LGD's heroes showing bottom. They want to fight, but they do not have Aegis. So if Salar gets caught out, they could be destroyed in this fight.
There's the Battle Trance used, Fortification to counter it. Impale's gonna miss for MMY.
Top tower is under attack.
And the tower looks to be dead. Xiao 8, not happy about it. Try
There
for
goes the initiation on Sylar.
Yep, he gets sheep right away. The BKB is a beautiful timing for everybody because ROTK's ult did literally nothing. Yao and Sylar taking a lot of right-click damage to Xiao 8, but the Ice Vortex and everything in between is slowing them quite a bit. They're going to clean up the Troll Warlord along with the Shadow Shaman. And the Soul Assumption is going to be enough to finish off the poor Ancient Apparition. Does get the Ice Blast off, but this should open up Roshan for
Yeah.
BG.
That was almost too easy. I feel like Sylar played that too aggressively, where, you know, it was pretty obvious that he was going to get blink hexed, but they didn't get the counter initiation. I think Bad Rider wanted to go in and counter initiate, but he had to force staff Sylar out because he got hexed, and then I think he got clipped by the Ravage. And then you can't get the lasso counter initiation. The Dire heroes get to do a lot of damage burning, lots of
Right,
damage.
wants to go for burning. Sylar's still there on the
Hex
other
by
side of the
Lana.
cliff. Is a big hex overall. ROTK. Oh, look at the damage from Mana Void. Not enough to get a kill, however. The Flame Break is enough to take out the Tidehunter in the end. How low is Roshan? He's about half health.
Yeah, they're going to get this.
So the Tidehunter ends up going down 1-1. The funny thing about that fight, or the scary thing for LGD, is that the Ravage did nothing. BKB
did.
completely countered it. Well,
I think it didn't only hit the 2 BKB heroes, right?
Roshan
I think
has
it also
fallen
clipped
to the dire.
1 or 2 in the
okay,
back.
but if it did, I didn't see that.
And even if it didn't, it still zoned them out, so they couldn't come into the fight and help.
Oh, but the main benefit is to get the stun. And
Yeah, for sure, obviously. It still makes a very big difference whether it's LGD with Troll and AM in the front lines fighting and 3 heroes out of the fight, or if they can get in and get like a Hex from Shadow Shaman, or drop the wards, or maybe get a lasso. So I want to say even if the Ravage doesn't hit because of the BKBs, it's still better to cast it and miss those 2 than hold it for so long that you end up not using it in the fight. The zoning is still a big part of the ability. So we do see a pause come out from Sylar. I think Big God are where they want to be in this game. Even though they're behind by 5,000 gold and about 5,000 XP, they're still my favorite to win this game now.
it's dipped, and yeah.
One more good team fight and they are even, and then Spectre's team just has a tendency to win the game. Especially when paired with something like a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and this is considering Spectre isn't really very farmed right now. Has the Radiance. Actually, something should be coming on the courier. Where does her money go? Okay. It's a Yasha. Okay. Full Yasha for burning. Another 600 gold for that ultimate orb, and then just the recipe afterwards.
Why is
Feels
it
like
you say
LGD is
full
grouping up a
Yasha?
lot. What?
Why is it you say full Yasha?
I say that for a lot of items.
What's a half Yasha? You say full Sanjin Yasha. It's like there's a Yasha
The
and
Alacrity, the Blade of Alacrity, is part of the Yasha.
Is that half a Yasha? Then it's also...
Do I say half? I say part? I don't know.
Then it's also quarter eggs.
A full Yasha is a full Yasha. A partial Yasha is... Why are you... What kind of a question is this? Doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm in the right here for once in my life. Shadow Fiend. Oh boy. Yao gets initiated on.
He did.
He's going to go down easily. Very easy. He's going to try to take out Lan M, but it won't happen.
That was a little cocky of him to be up here tonight. His entire team is in the mid lane. There's 4 heroes missing on the map from BG. That is not when you go into the enemy jungle. Burning. He's gonna get ultimate orb and Yasha. Never mind, he gets TP.
Is it the full Yasha?
It's not a full Yasha. It's almost a full Manta.
Okay.
Yasha is half of it. We've had some bad conversations. This one is pretty high.
It's
on
just the
tier
first game of the day. We're getting warmed up.
list. This is on the tier list. This
Uh-oh.
is pretty fun.
Sylar is going to get sheeped. Oh, he's hasted, though. That looks hilarious. What? The fish has
There's no
weapons.
haunt. Burning can't come
Oh,
in.
boy. Looks like Rasta is going to be the first to fall in this engagement. Zhao and everybody's grouped up big time, and the Mana Void is going to do a ton of damage as a result. 2 dead just like that, and Zhao takes the lasso to the face. That is a 3 for 2, or 3 for 1, sorry, because Troll died earlier. He is back in the fray of things. Lan M going to be TPing back, and you're right, the haunt was down and still down for another 45 seconds.
That's a pretty big mistake. They cannot go 4-on-4 without burning. It's not a good choice. It's a big part of their net worth. You could argue that LGD lose a big part of theirs with Troll not being there either. But when it comes to teamfight execution, AM is really strong right now. And with Spectre not being there, AM's allies get to cast their spells. They get to blink in with the Shadow Shaman, they get to get the key spells off, and Burning doesn't get to do a lot of passive damage during the duration of the fight. So they gave a freebie to LGD here. I think they won't be making this mistake again for the rest of the game, but hopefully for BG that's not going to cost them. As a matter of fact, it didn't really cost them that much golden experience, but still, such an I don't want to say they're an experienced squad, because it's obviously like a team of all-stars, but each of them individually have played for a very long time and know how to play around the Spectre. So a little bit surprising to see this.
Sylar has an Eagle Song now, so Butterfly is going to be the choice for him. And so Spectre has the full Manta, 1,000 gold to boot. He's going to pop his Honda. Where's he going? He's going top lane. Sylar's going to get picked off, it looks like. Maybe not.
Yeah, burning.
He pops his BKB. Unfortunately,
Burning's like, I immediately regret my decision. He had Manta on cooldown from split pushing before. Now
Would that have been enough, you think?
I think so. So he used Spectral Dagger, and then he didn't have mana for Manta, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't cooldown yet. So with Manta style now, I think he deals to a single target, he deals double damage when he pops that. That means AM easily dies there. So you see his main hero right now is hitting for...
What's the AoE on Desolate? It's like 300? Like the check radius?
325. It says. I didn't know about that, the exact number actually. So think of it this way. Burning's current damage is about 200 on the hero, plus 65 pure from Desolate. The illusions... AM has high armor, so a big part of Burning's physical damage is neglected. So let's say he has... I want to say 60 or 70 physical damage. So his main hits for 130 on AM, and each of the illusions hit for 65 pure, plus their illusion damage. So it's actually more than double damage with the illusions. That's why Manta Style is a good item with this hero. It's incredible. Let's see what he gets next. I actually wouldn't disagree with him not getting Heart and getting the Diffusal and going a little bit greedy on the damage side of things. Because I think Shadow Fiend is putting so much pressure anyway, and they also have to deal with him, that Burning doesn't need to do that classic solo carry Spectre build, but can focus more on sniping targets and moving in and out of the fight rather than being in the middle and soaking
Shadow
damage.
Going to get picked up by the Lasso BKB on in July. They're going to bring it down before he can do anything.
Super dead.
And BG's resigned to their base.
This is big. He does not have buyback for a minute, and they know it. They saw him get the Butterfly recently.
And he had a Blade of Alacrity as well, so they definitely didn't even want to save for that. Burning. Attempting to defend. Sylar. Just going to right-click this tower. He's going to get sheeped by land. And here comes the Ravage. It's a pretty decent one. Yao almost dead just right off the bat. He pops the BKB, attempting to run away. Here comes Burning. He gets Cold Feet, believe it or not. He can haunt it very shortly, and there he comes. He takes out Emma. He takes out the Shadow Shaman, as well as the Troll. And a great defense for BG, despite losing Zhao 8 before that even started. In a 5v4, Anti-Mage can have to TP back. He has a full Butterfly. Man, now you're making me think about that. It's fine that I say full. He has a completed. It's like saying completed. It's the same thing.
I can live with that.
Doesn't sound like you can live with that.
I honestly don't really
mind.
I
can live with that after complaining about it for
I don't really mind. I just like poking fun at you. You should have learned by now.
Poking?
Actually, I can't. Did I say I like pooping fun at you?
Burning has a Vitality booster.
Yeah, he's going to turn that into a Diffusal.
I think he's going for a Rod of Atos, actually.
Oh,
that would be a great item.
That would be new. Gonna be...
I mean, it's
this hard is done in about 5... No, not 5 minutes. 2 minutes. So... It's worrisome for LGD. Whenever you're in a position where you kill the enemy solo mid, who has extremely high net worth, and you still can't push with your entire lineup, with all their cooldowns, you're in trouble. Okay, fair enough. They maybe didn't have Lasso. But this PG lineup is so good on defense with the Spectre pick. Shall it? Well, we might see a replay of the previous one.
He gets BKB off this time, which means he's going to mitigate a lot of his damage from Anti-Mage. Pops his Mag, but it's not going to matter. I don't even think he could get full souls. Yeah, he had 18 souls only.
Pathfinder with a monster kill. He's getting very rich.
He's doing really well.
Could see a refresher at some point for in July.
Yeah, I think that would be probably the best shot. We see a lot of Mask of Madnesses, but he's having no problem picking people off. He's having a problem not having his ult for this 5v4 fight.
This time, they don't have their ults. Okay, Honda's ready in 5. These Mass Serpent Wards not really doing that much.
Well,
he's just going to clean them up.
Gold for Burning. He likes yummy, yummy.
LGD really intimidated.
Well, after the last fight, I can't blame them.
They just wasted the wards. I think they're not sure whether Ravage is up. And it's just... while all these Shadowfiend pickups are great, they're not getting objectives. They're not getting Rosh. He hasn't respawned yet. They're not getting the tower. And now, as a matter of fact, BG can fight in the Rosh pit. Because Rosh will be spawning when they're all back up and ready. With all their abilities. Speaking of refresher for Bat, it's not that far off for Tide either. ROTK. About 1k to go. Their late game is absolutely filthy.
Filthy.
Yeah.
But this is the time where Burning needs to save for buyback as well. I mean, he's arguably the best buyback hero in the game.
Yep.
In conjunction with the worst one in the game, which is Shadowfiend. Well, maybe, I don't know if he's the worst, but he's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to need a lot of gold. He probably doesn't want to finish this heart right now, which he's can almost do with another 100 gold or so.
He actually has it, yeah, with another 100. He bought the recipe. I think he's going all in on the buy. And to be honest, that's fine, as long as he doesn't get caught out in the middle of nowhere.
As long as he
no
doesn't
help.
die, it's fine.
No, even if he dies, that's still okay if it's in a team fight, because that's going to get the entire enemy team killed. If they lay into him now, he's very tanky. The dispersion, it's going to... They need to commit so much to it, into the dispersion, that they're probably going to lose 3 or 4 heroes just to killing him at this point, if they go on him first. So that's fine, but if he gets caught out in the middle of nowhere without buyback, that's a different story. And he is not getting caught out in the middle of nowhere. He's, as a matter of fact, staying inside the base. With the team smoked up, scouting out.
Oh, man.
Smoke breaks. Never mind, doesn't. Now it does.
R2K.
R2K.
R2K. He's going to get a Ravage off on 2. I thought they saw that, but I guess not. Yao pops his BKB. Reckon's not going to do a whole lot, but Sylar goes down to the finger and the right clicks. That is a huge kill. He does have buyback. He's going to use it right now. You're seeing the dispersion come to work along with the negative earn charge onto Yao. He's going to try to take out these Visage Familiars. And with that buyback, I think they just want to back here. R2K, this is going to be a big mana, but he's able to get it off. Not so on the Tidehunter. He's going to right-click the Zhao 8. He's going to do so much damage to 3 people in the vicinity. Down goes Zhao 8, but if this is a dieback for Sylar, this is huge. A couple more right-clicks will suffice. He's not going to go down, though. He doesn't have the heart to regen any bit. Burning, going to burn away MMY with that Radiance.
He also got Faith with the urn.
Wow. You don't see that very often this late in the game.
He's going to buy back the AA.
Well, he has...
They really want to fight for the Rosh.
He has his Ice Blast, which I guess would finish... No, it's not going to finish off anybody.
He's going to scout Rosh. They're scared that BG are doing it, but...
Well, I think the buyback in general just prevents the Rosh. And that maybe that's a trade that they're willing to take.
Do you think that BG could have taken Rosh?
No, actually, you're right. Shadowfiend was dead, so no, not really. Well, Burning now has 1,700 gold. And BG's looking really good. Yeah?
Well, if it secures Rosh for themselves, that's good too.
Indeed. The question is, does BG want
Does it, though?
to do something?
Spectral Dagger.
Spectral Dagger's going to scout it out.
There's a
Lanham ready
big
with the
impale
blink.
possible.
Nice Manta style. Lanham gets a good impale onto Sylar. Do they have enough damage to do anything? He's going to get killed on the cliff for the right clicks of Troll. And Burning. In the end, not a good initiation. ROTK does not have his ult for another 50 seconds. He's very close to that refresher.
I want to say Lion hesitated too much there. There was actually the potential of a play. And then when he does blink in and impales, one of the BKBs is already popped. He does not get the Hex off. Or did he? Onto the AM? He might have got it off.
I think he... No. I'm fairly sure... Oh, maybe he did. I think it was Troll that was not sheep.
If he could have found a blink angle, let's say he blinks up here, this is a very difficult play to make, but if he blinks up here and impales down here and hits both, Burning kills them, I think. Else that probably doesn't happen. And at the end of the day, maybe they should have just given the Rosh away, because this is going to be a lane of barracks more than likely.
Buyback is up for Spectre.
Oh, he just
and
got
has
it.
Haunt.
He just got it.
And it's going to be the tier 3 if nothing else. And if they're going to continue the pressure, this should be the buyback for Spectre. Unless they don't really care about one lane racks, which I guess I can't blame them too much for. It's not the end of the world.
That's the right call. Give a lane.
Down it goes. I mean, they have they have Shadowfiend and Spectre to easily push a lane of... what are they called now? Are they actually called super creeps now?
I guess that's what we usually call them.
Well, no, that's not what we usually call them. Because super creeps in Dota 1 was like game mode, where these enormous, like dragons would be.
But Dota 1 isn't really usually anymore.
Regeneration.
What we used to call them, I don't know, what did we call them in Dota 1 is the question. Because in Dota 1, super creeps was indeed that the dash SC mode.
Super melee creeps. So these are super creeps. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're called super in this game.
So would you put super under mega? I feel like Super and Mega are pretty much the same thing.
I think we should have Ultra Super Duper Mega Creeps.
Yeah, that would be cool to have like Transformer, like just ridiculous, over-the-top names for the main. Like when they become Mega Creeps, they're just like get shit on creeps. That's what they're really called.
You lost Creeps.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and then if it's Mega versus Mega, which is very rare, it's something even.
Hard mode Creeps.
Hard mode? No.
No.
It's not good.
Burning has bought a Talisman of Evasion, by the way, so he's throwing away his buyback again. I'm a little bit surprised with this. I don't think the Talisman gives enough value compared to having a second life. So what you essentially do with Spectre in most late game situations like this one is that you keep buyback and okay.
KB's popped Sylar. Right-clicking away. Double Ravage comes out. The first one did a decent amount of job, but the second one did pretty much nothing. It's a 2-for-1 currently stated in July. Four staffs himself. Spectre just wants to finish him off. A couple more right-clicks will suffice. Down he goes. That's a double kill for Burning. Rasta buys back, and Burning, like you said, spending a lot of his gold on this Talisman of Evasion. The Mana Boy wasn't enough to finish him off. One more right-click will do it. He can't quite catch up. All right, make it 2. There it is. 467 gold going the way of Sylar.
There's buyback on Burning
is
now.
Available. And
I think he's going to use it. They are not going to give a second life.
He has to use it here. Rasta wards are placed.
Oh, okay. They're going to hold their third one.
He has to use it. I mean, he doesn't. So they're going to lose 2 lanes of racks overall. And the team fights just haven't started well for BG. The initiation for LGD has been spot on. And that's exactly what they've needed because BG has the advantage, I think.
Right, Burning, are you going to buy back or what?
Does he feel that he can't do enough against the entirety of LGD? This is going to be Mega Creeps. Mega Super Duper Shit on Me Creeps. And they're just going to call GG. He doesn't even try. What? I'm confused. How much gold did he need, too? Like,
he could have at least tried. What?
That was very anticlimactic. I thought he was going to buy back and kill the anti-mage because he was extremely low at the top tower.
He did have Aegis, though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But still, you at least try instead of just calling GG. I mean, maybe you get a good fight out of it some way, but that was. I actually think PG had that, and the main mistake they made was the way they played with the Spectre late game. I think they should have. First of all, they ran into that Roche Pit and died too, but before that, they lost a fight. They also lost the fight where they took a fight without Haunt being ready in the enemy jungle, which gave LGD a little bit more of a buffer to go with. And of course, Sylar ends up ridiculously farmed on the anti-mage, but want to commend LGD as well in the late game. A lot of teams will start being very scared of initiating fights when you're against a Tidehunter and a Spectre, and of course the Requiem as well, but they weren't scared of trying to fight with their Batrider lineup, and because of their aggression, they end up taking this game. If they would have fallen back and just started playing passively, I think PG would have had it. But their aggressive play ultimately made BG make quite a few mistakes. And they do take the game. Going in as the underdogs, LGD will now be... They're going to be 6-5.
Yeah, and BG falls to 7-4.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how that affects the standings since we don't know what's going on in the other matches right now. Yeah, so coming up next, friends... Same casters, same terrible casters. We have Newbie versus Na'Vi. I think, so Newbie, underperforming well beyond everybody's expectations. Like, we were picking crazy teams to get bottom 4, and Newbie was never even in the discussion.
No.
And then Na'Vi, who got dumped on in the first day, have lost only 1 match since then. They have been on fire.
Okay, so now the question is, we obviously think Na'Vi are the favorites.
Yes.
So let's bet on how long the game is going to be.
Okay.
You can choose first if you want. Or should I choose first? So then you can...
I would be of the choice... Okay, so just to put it out there...
We need to put at least 10 minutes between our bets.
I heard some things last night. I'm not going to name names or anything, but I heard some things last night about Newbie and why they're struggling, and it's like an internal thing. If I hadn't known that, I'd say it'd be a close match, honestly. I can't, like... I feel like I can't get away from betting on Newbie. But because I know this stuff, yeah, it just seems like they don't care. Or something's just horribly wrong. I'm going to say it'll be a 30-minute game.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30
so
minutes.
And then I need to go 10 above or 10 below that?
Well, you're going to go above then.
That's actually difficult.
I picked a nice juicy spot for myself.
I'm going to go 10 below. 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So they need to win in less than 25, then I'm closest.
Yeah. Okay.
And the win is the GG call. It's not thrown. So if they call GG, the game is over. Right.
That's like that's a 7-second difference or whatever it is.
No, but what I mean, okay, so what I mean is, let's say Na'Vi weren't even close to being able to win the game yet. Like, they would need 5 minutes to push, but they just give up. So it's not that, okay, so sometimes you talk about the victory being when the throne falls. Other times you say conceding. Do you know what I mean?
You know when you concede, the throne blows up 10 seconds later, right?
I know, but that's...
You're trying to make sure that 10 seconds is in your favor?
No, that's not what I mean. Okay, so let me explain. Sometimes when you talk about, like when you talk about the fastest win ever, would you say, you know, you could say the fastest win ever would be 1 second. The game starts and the team calls GG.
Okay.
Right?
And then the throne blows up 10 seconds later.
Yeah. Or you could say it's... Technically, the game ends when the throne is destroyed by the other team. Conceding is just, we don't think we have a chance in this game anymore, we give up. But that's not when the game would have ended if they played out. Right?
This is the most ridiculous conversation
okay,
because
I just wanted
the
to make
throne
sure
blows up when you concede, so it's irrelevant.
Do you know what I mean, at least?
No. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back after this short break.
Oh, no, this guy. Fucking God damn it.